Hello! In the previous lessons, we looked at how to create the model structure, tables, and reports. Let's now consider how to add calculations to our tables. Let's consider a situation where we need to calculate the sales amount using price and quantity. Also, we need to add a production plan that depends on the sales plan. The first thing we'll do is add the corresponding metrics, quantity and prices for our revenue account. We go to the MD sheet and add quantity and price to the accounts directory. In general, these metrics could be added based on a new dimension. But to simplify the task, we'll add them directly to the accounts. We will export the sales table and open the slice we're interested in. We change the table view and highlight the accounts we need right now. Now we can calculate the sales amount. In general, this can be done in two ways, either by setting up calculations using Excel formulas or through calculations on the Spreadym server. Let's look at these two methods. If we want to add an Excel formula, we can write it directly in the table. Let's do that. Now we need to propagate it to the necessary slices. This can be done by right-clicking and selecting Add or Update rule. In the window that opens, we can specify to which slice to spread this formula. So we insert a new rule line. We leave the selected account, version, live, scenarios all, regions all, products all, and periods all. We apply it only to the lower levels, leaf elements, of the dimension. The state will be local only, which means that the formula is calculated only in the user's Excel workbook. We apply changes on the server. It can be seen that the formula has been applied to the necessary segments. Let's rearrange the table a bit. Excel formulas, however, have a number of limitations. Firstly, you cannot significantly change the appearance of the table, as the formula may refer to incorrect data. Secondly, the formula calculation occurs only if it is open in the Excel workbook, which is not always convenient. To eliminate these limitations, we can create a server-side formula in Spreadym. To do this, we select the same cell but open the Rules Designer. This opens the Spreadym formula editor. Spreadym formulas are a very powerful calculation mechanism that allows the use of conditional and combined logical operators. It allows the use of a number of Excel formulas as well as custom functions to solve any, even the most complex, tasks. One of the main functions in Spreadym is DB. It allows you to access data from other tables or other elements in the current table. In our case, we just need to take the quantity and the price. We drag the DB function into the editor area. We edit the function by right-clicking on it. We drag accounts into the lower window and select sales quantity. Then, similarly, we select price. Our formula is ready. We apply it in the same way as we did earlier. Note that in the state window it says server only, which means that the system can calculate this formula on the server. We leave this option. Now the formula is universal and calculated on the server. We can rearrange our table in any way we like. Now we can even input the source data on a separate form and be confident that Spreadym formulas will be calculated from this data on the server automatically. Now it is visible that the price on the consolidated elements is calculated by simple summation. This is not quite correct. Let's add a simple formula to calculate the price on consolidated elements. We select the cell and go into the editor. We divide the sales amount by the quantity. The calculation will be on cons elements. Now everything is good. Let's create a table with the production plan and pull in the quantity that we planned in sales. We will transfer from sales only the data for planned periods, and the actual data will, for example, load from an external system. Also, let's suppose that the production site is connected to the sales region through an attribute so that we can pull data to the correct production site. First, let's create an attribute and add elements that we will reference. We open the production site dimension. We add an attribute of type Other and specify the elements. Now we add these elements to the regions and compute them through the hierarchy. This is how the resulting hierarchy in sales regions looks. Now let's create a production plan table. We select the cell where the calculation should be. We open the editor and drag the DB function. We pull data from the sales plan. Account sales quantity. We will define the region through the attribute production site. We take the current production site and select the attribute production site region. As a result, we get a reference to the sales plan for a specific account, and the region equals the attribute from the current production site. We save it to the required segment and specify only the periods with the plan attribute. Excellent, everything is ready. Let's add additional business logic. For example, we always produce at least 50 units of product. So we need to add a condition that if the sales plan is less than 50 units, then we still produce 50 units. We go into the editor and add an if statement. We set the condition and various outcomes. We update the existing formula. The calculation works correctly. Using the cell info functionality, we can track server formulas in cells and even drill down into data if necessary. Let's open some slices and check how it works. We will conclude this lesson here. We have understood that even complex rules can be written quickly and transparently for all users.